Hey, just a little disclaimer before this video starts. First of all, thank you all so much for the positive feedback on my last documentary. I've taken into consideration your comments, and I hope I'll be more clear from now on. Also, we are now more than 100 on this channel, and that's really amazing. I know I haven't been very active lately, but here's a small video to compensate. I love to tell stories, but today I'm not presenting one. Take a seat and feel. We're gonna explore together the unsettling, almost liminal places of World of Warcraft. Don't worry, you don't need to have any knowledge whatsoever about the game to experience this video, although I'm still gonna provide bits of context that may not be understood by everyone. When walking through the continents of Azeroth and some other planets, you'll generally find regions full of life, diverse landscapes with their own fauna and flora, cities, politics. The world you evolve in is intricate and complex, but when you take a step back, you can see the reminiscence of a broken world shattered by war and despair. In this populated universe, you often find yourself in these lonely, deserted places, maybe without even realizing it. It struck me recently when I was happily going towards my materialistic goals. I needed to click a small statue to obtain this little dude. Very nice. When I did, I got teleported to a familiar but somehow empty zone. One single boss was standing there, as well as camels and mammoths. When the boss was beaten, the atmosphere was suddenly very heavy. This part of the region, normally full of people, was completely empty and devoid of life. I felt very uneasy as I started to explore around. From the houses to the beach to the usually crowded food cabin, not a single humanoid soul was to be seen around. It almost feels like you're not supposed to be there. After escaping this weird dream, I made a quick turnaround to see if I was still phased. Luckily, when I came back, everything was back to normal. People were doing their businesses, going on with their everyday lives. This odd feeling reminded me of several areas of the game I've explored in the past. One in particular is the Enzyme Dungeon. Normally, you're supposed to enter one of the alternate versions of the future to prevent the corrupted dragon from ruling the world. However, if you wander out of the areas intended for you to stay by the developers, you get to see this dystopian world in all its massive form. The 4 playable areas don't let much for the eyes to see compared to what's actually present on the map. At the center of it, Deathwing, the main antagonist of the Cataclysm expansion, can be seen dead, impaled on the Rimrest temple, with lava slowly pouring from its body. The zone around it is sprinkled with dragon bones and wrecks. A small city can be seen in the distance. Beware of what you find there. Upon approaching, we're greeted with another welcome to say the least. These hanging persons swinging at the front door, as well as those in the central place, are the only indicators that life was present not too long ago. Other than that, the old city is, as you would have expected, lifeless. Only the sound of wind and a machine that will never be stopped can be heard in a sad place. By exiting the city and taking the road in front of it, we soon arrived at what seems to be a scourge-like location with a lot of abandoned chemical experiences. Continuing our later road, we shortly reach the end of this side of the map. I don't know why, but seeing unintended things makes me feel weird, whether it's a bug from part malfunctioning or just the terrain stopping abruptly, leaving this empty greyish void. Let's get back to the center of the map, shall we? In this charming abandoned village, the most notable thing is that crypt. It's 3 levels deep underground, littered with bones and broken coffins all over the place. There isn't much to say about here, other than the fact that all the torches, as well as some candles, are forever burning in this dark tomb. I'll shortly go over the honorable mentions, less unsettling but still interesting to see. As the dungeon map is composed of other existing places in Azeroth, you can recognize some notable areas. Dalaran is floating in the sky and accessible through some Skyrim horse climbing on the mountain and flying there. While climbing, you can notice the entry of the Ice-crowned Citadel, mostly melted in a mountain it seems. At the top of said mountain, a little jump and some luck can get you to... So as you can see in this footage, you can explore the completely empty city of Dalaran. This feeling this dungeon gives me is pretty similar to what I can feel in Deepholm. While not completely devoid of life, this abyss still makes me kinda anxious. The zone is very different from what we're used to. Floating rocks, weird terrain geometry, and shipwrecks are here to welcome you in this heavy atmosphere. One ship, however, still flies in the distance. The onboard crew is dead, and it seemed like the ship's pilot's on its own. A pretty spooky addition, if you ask me. Deepholm, homes of ghosts and dragons. The next entry is also short, but not that well known, except maybe amongst the RP community. The uninstanced Isle of Thunder can be seen in the distance in northern Pandaria. Upon flying across the sea and breaching through an invisible wall, we're greeted by heavy fog covering the isle. The empty outside of the Mogu Palace appears slowly in the distance. The entire structure is there, except further back. Around it can be found some ruins and indicators of potential life. Some empty troll buildings with lit campfires and broken insides are scattered near the sea. The last place I would like to share in this video is probably the most famous one, the Karazhan Crypt. Located near the eponym tower since the Burning Crusade expansion, this crypt wasn't open to the public until many years later in the Legion expansion to obtain this beautiful mount. This fascinated me when I was younger. I always felt an oppressing feeling when exploring it multiple times. It's a gigantic area composed of multiple different rooms. We arrive in one of the first rooms to see covered with dirt. Weird pillars with interactable gates can be seen. The gates were never named and conserve the alpha item model name. The dirt floor is unequal and bones can be seen every few steps. Going down further reveals giant clouds of dirt in a seemingly gigantic room. From there, exploring around will make you go through some gates to see tombs and holes to fall to probable death. The other possibility lies on the other side of the dirt clouds. This is probably why this crypt is so well known. The upside down dead dudes. Chains hanging from the ceiling goes into a water tank. Many corpses float in this water, tied to the chains. Zooming at the bottom reveals a passage to another part of the crypt, the bone pile. Directly beneath a well in the upper part of the crypt, this bone pile is where player gets the elusive nightmare mount in Legion. The other parts of the crypt are less interesting, I think. It's just big pools. Time to get out of this really creepy place. Thanks for watching this little video. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe discovered some unknown spooky places. I'd love to make more small chiller video like this, so let me know what you think in the comment section. Anyway, that was Delta for Wormhole. Stay tuned.